It's a system that protects tens of thousands of people from catastrophic flooding, but Huntington's Water Quality Board says it's at the end of its life. WSAZ's Hannah Bazay has a look at the aging piece of infrastructure and why officials say failing to replace it really isn't an option.
It might not look like it, but this small building is a critical piece of infrastructure. It's one of 17 pump stations across the city of Huntington, protecting businesses and residents from flooding and saving them more than $70 million annually in flood insurance costs. But this pump station and the 16 others were built in the 1930s. So as you can imagine, the electrical infrastructure that keeps these stations running is running on fumes.
Everything in this building has to be replaced.
Huntington Stormwater Utility says the equipment is so dated, it poses safety concerns for the employees.
When they were built, this high voltage becomes problematic and a very safety concern for our staff.
Huntington Water Quality Board Executive Director Brian Bracey says one of the biggest concerns, the oil breakers that are used to turn on the pumps.
So every time our folks go on the other side of the cabinet and have to engage to get a pump turned on, and they wear an arc flash suit that's literally sitting behind you today, they're standing in front of a little miniature bomb. And they don't know one day, and they know that that's 80 plus years old of a breaker that they continuously engage every time the river comes up and we need to turn these pumps on. But they can't tell the moment. There's nothing for us to ever identify the moment that that's going to fail.
While they've been trying to maintain the aging equipment through funding from the water quality fee paid by residents each month, it's become difficult to keep up with repairs when something breaks.
Everything you see in here in this cabinet, they don't manufacture this anymore. You can't order it on Amazon. You can't get it off of a shelf. To fix it means that you have to redesign and replace every one of these components.
So with a critical system at end of life, the team says they are working to find funding to rebuild or replace the pump stations. A project that could come with a price tag of $500 million, but one they say can't be delayed.
That gives me sleepless nights. It gives myself, the mayor, our city officials, my staff, pretty sleepless nights.
Hannah Bazay, WSAZ, Huntington.
And the Water Quality Board says they are currently doing a risk assessment at each of the 17 pump stations to pinpoint which stations need to be at the top of the rebuild or the replace list. As for finding that funding, they said they are going to have to get really creative with state and federal grants, and said they are working with local and state leaders on different sources. One of the biggest looming issues, though, the flood wall has to be recertified every so many years. That next recertification is set for 2027, and they're worried if these issues are not addressed, they won't get that recertification, which could remove that $70 million in flood insurance savings.